Welcome, welcome, welcome to today's Sunday Craft Talk with Miss Lezlie Roberts. Greetings, Leslie. How are you?
I am doing well. How are you?
I am doing fantastic.
Awesome.
Okay, so before we delve into it, just tell us a little bit about yourself, what you feel comfortable sharing with everyone.
Okay, so I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I have 7 children, and I'm a life coach. I'm a
Okay.
minister. I just love people. That's my journey, that's my calling, so that's who I am.
Okay, now that is awesome. And congratulations on the 7 children, which leads us directly into your book. Please share with everyone the name of your book.
Yet I Rise is the name of my book.
Yet I Rise.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so before we get into the book itself, let me ask you this. What was your writing journey like, or what caused you to want to write in the first place? Let's start there.
So what caused me to write in the first place was the the journey itself. When I realized that the journey was a, it wasn't that bad to the point where you can't succeed, you can't fail. That's when I said, you know what, I have to share this journey.
Okay. Okay. So, is this when you first discovered your passion for writing itself?
It was. It definitely
Okay.
was.
So, share a little bit with us about what your book entails.
So my book is all about my journey from where it began for me as a from a single mother with no siblings at that time until 14 years later, and a father who was a heroin addict. So the absence of a father, it journeys through that time with a young girl and the struggles, the things that I faced,
Mhm.
and the hardships of being without a father. So that's what this book was all about for me, that journey.
Okay. Now, many writers have unique rituals or things that they do to start writing. Do you have any of those to share with our audience of your writing practice itself? How did I know how the book came about. What steps did you take to put it in order to actually write it?
Okay, so the first thing was I put a journal by my bed, and I started journaling things that were important and that stood out to me in my life so that I wouldn't miss those moments. Because, if anyone knows about trauma, when you're living in trauma, you forget a lot of things. So
Hmm.
I wanted to stay on top of the journey by keeping the journal close at hand, keep writing in it when it was appropriate for me to write in it. And then the next thing that I did was, when I hear authors, and you have a mental block where sometimes you can't write, but when you don't have that mental block, I took advantage of that time, and I just poured into the paper, and I just put my things down, and then it became into a place where it started to make sense, and I was able to order it. So it was a step-by-step process, but journaling was the first thing for me to begin the process because I wanted to capture the moments.
Okay. Now, you did all of this while also raising 7 children. Tell me how you balanced even thinking about journaling and taking care of your responsibilities as a mom, as a wife, and even working a job. So, was it like, I'll take 2 hours at night? Tell us what you did to get to that point.
So I just, when I was able to get, because you have to really wait until the ideas rise up or the creativity rise up. And when those times came, like I said, I poured into, I would take hours. and I would wait till the evenings, and I would just take hours and give myself the time to just write. But when those times were where the creativity, was not rising up, I still just made it my business to make sure that I rewarded myself to journal every day. So I just set up a strategic plan for myself, because you have to strategically set yourself up for success. So I just said, you know what? Every time that I journal, I'm going to reward myself with something that I like, or something good, or just something nice, just to keep myself going in the momentum of journaling, so that I, again, won't miss the moments, because those moments are important to the book.
Absolutely. I completely agree. Okay, so sometimes we can offer advice to others, but the struggle to do it for ourselves, it gets kind of tricky. So outside of yourself, who was your motivator or who helped you to keep going on?
Well, I know it might sound cliche, but I didn't have a person. It was the Lord for me. I didn't have a person to do that for me. It was the Lord. It was His strength. It was His compelling. It was His spirit that would just come and rise up and say, "Listen, it's time to write," or bring that creativity to the forefront for me.
Okay, so I completely understand and I agree it's the Lord, but is there anyone that inspired you? Like when you were having a bad day, you got to cook the food, the kids hollering they hungry,
Hmm.
and you want to get to writing. So is there something or a phrase or even a person that you call and say, I'm having a bad day. Help me, pull me back off the ledge.
Right. So when you say, is there a phrase, one phrase that I always use and I teach my kids is, you do what you have to do now. You do what you gotta do. I say it that way. You do what you gotta do
Yeah,
until you can do what you want to do.
later.
So the book I looked at as a um completing it was going to be a success for me. So I knew I had to do what I had to do at that moment. So I would use that phrase a lot.
Okay, now that sounds good. I like that phrase. Repeat it one more time for our audience.
Okay. You do what you got to do so
Yes,
that you can one day do what you want to do.
absolutely. I love that. Now, going into our next question leads into that kind of what are some of your actual day to day things that can help other mothers to balance doing it all?
First of all, is putting yourself on a schedule, making sure you get the proper sleep, I would say, is the first thing. Because, we can be grouchy when we're tired. So
Yeah.
we want to make sure we attack that. And then the second thing is, as we go to bed early, rise up early, because you want to get up early before everyone else starts to move around, so that you can get that quiet time, so that you can think, about your day. And then if you have to use alarms on your clock, or, different tools, use those things so that you can check in. For me, sometimes I'll alarm myself to check in, just so that I can sit down and breathe, breathe in and exhale out, And so those moments are important. So strategically planning your day would be great for success. It really would be, because it would just attack the distractions that's planning to come in.
Hmm. I completely agree. Okay, so for some of us, some that struggle with connecting with religion or even spiritual practices, what are some ways to tap into their spiritual life? Do you have any pointers to give to them? And like, we fail to nurture our spirit and we focus on health or we focus on work, outside goals. So, is there any guidance, even in your book, that you have for people who want to connect with spirituality but are having a hard time with it?
I would say sitting alone by with yourself in quiet spaces for minutes, and let it grow into minutes and a half an hour, just do little minutes. But That is the best way to connect spiritually within, is you sit quietly, get away from all the noise, find a quiet space, even if it's in your closet. Go in your closet, get on the ground, and put your knees in a position where you're comfortable, um, and just be quiet. Just be quiet. And then just allow yourself to breathe and listen to your breaths. Listen to the inhale and the exhale of your breaths. That will take you spiritually wherever you need to go.
Absolutely. Now, I meditate. I'm a
Yes,
firm believer in meditation, which is like you said, it is quieting the mind,
yes,
and you get so many answers when you just sit there quietly to
yes,
receive. So I completely agree. That would be the advice that I would offer to people who even want to get a start on their spiritual journey. Try meditation and just start with a minute a day if that's all you can get muster up until
yes,
you can do it as long as you want to. The
exactly,
biggest thing is just to start, right?
exactly,
So you get up in the morning and you get up before everybody else and you get yourself grounded with your spiritual practice. I
yes.
love that because it's similar to mine as well. Okay, so let's focus on this. So let me ask this question. Do you have tips, and the tools that you're sharing here, are they in your book to help other people?
They are. They are.
Okay.
Each chapter has a whether it's a scripture or a quote or something that guides, that can guide you through the chapter and through life, because I wanted to make it tangible for people to get the same results. So I put the quotes, the scriptures, the wordings, the all of those good things in it, and they are relatable. So you'll be able to take them and use them.
Okay. And with that, is there also like a guide, journal book that goes with your book for the when people read it?
It's not, but that's a great idea.
Absolutely. That's why I'm saying that. It sounds like it's one that could help us on a spiritual journey as well as individually. And
Yes,
if we had a journal to go with the book, that would work hand in hand.
I hear
So
you.
I'm going to suggest that's the second part to write so it
Oh,
can work one on one and give us a fuller picture to see, maybe where we're lacking or maybe even where we would want to change.
right.
Okay, so
So
we'll
that's
be
on
looking
the way.
forward to it, to the journal, to
That's
go
on the
hand in
way.
hand. There you go.
Yes,
Love it.
yes, it's on the way.
And would you mind sharing some of the struggles that you're comfortable with? I know you talked a little bit about some of them, but some of the struggles, like you said, your father was a heroin addict and you had a child. And what did that do to you spiritually or mentally in the first place?
So having an absent father who struggled with that spiritually and mentally, it left me in a confused place. I didn't know where I came from, why I was here, what I was, what my purpose was. So that gearing and that training from a male figure really hurt me spiritually and mentally. So yeah, that's where that left me.
Okay, what did healing look like for you in during that time? Was it you get up one day, you do it because you got to do it, but then it became, I can release this. What was that like for you for the healing through
So
the
healing came later in life for me, and it came, after I had kids, and I'm still healing.
hmm
So, but it was more later in life for me because I started to see, when you have kids, you start to see what you didn't understand when you were younger. So when I started to see that, it started to bring healing to me. Life experiences with my kids brought the healing um, to me. So it was just life and the experiences and the choice of not wanting to find myself back in a place.
Yes.
That's what
Now,
was.
children is what helped me to really get on my path of healing as well because I was abused as a child.
Mhm.
And I won't say it's ironic, it was destined for
Mhm.
children to come into my life to heal me. So I completely understand and agree with that because before that, I was a total wreck. I was
Right.
like, I don't want to heal. I don't care. I just want everybody to die.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And then when I had the first child, I was like, wait, okay, this is different. I can
Mm,
love this person and this
right.
person loves me back. So I can achieve unconditional love.
That's right.
Okay, okay. So we
That's
have a
right.
lot in common. We're gonna have to do this again, ma'am.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
What advice would you have for other people who are experiencing pain, possibly through, their father being a heroin addict or being abused as a child or whatever situation they're going through? What advice do you have for them through the book that you've written? Or is there a passage that you want to share with us?
So my advice would be to know first that it wasn't your fault.
Yes.
It was not your fault. We don't come into the world just, expecting these things to occur, but it's life because also it's not anybody's fault, really. It's just life. And so, one thing is not to put blame on anybody, but to just continue to look inside because the more you look inside, of the and get the answers to the questions of why these things happen, you will learn that that's your purpose. That's your purpose, is to bring healing to people who have dealt with the similar same things. So now I no longer feel pitied, but I feel empowered because I understand that it's no one to blame, but it's all to do and it's all to serve. So I'm good.
Okay. And I love the way you put that. Mine, the biggest one for me was learning how to forgive. As a child, I didn't understand forgiving somebody for hurting me
Yes.
was not for them, but was for me.
Yep.
That took me well into adulthood to understand. So I'm going to add, along with you said, also to practice forgiveness. It
Yes.
does not happen overnight. You
Nope.
have to keep continually working on it. And I said it's like peeling an onion. You get one layer done, even if it's healing or forgiveness, and then there's more layers to that onion that has to be unveiled
That's
so
right.
that we can address it and move on. But for me, the biggest one was I don't want to forgive them.
Wow.
Why
Yeah.
should I forgive them?
Right.
They hurt me.
Exactly.
Little did I know I was hurting myself and
Yes.
keeping the pain alive.
Yes. Yes. It's all self sabotage, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Okay, so we've talked about helping others get through their pain, and we've talked about, the struggles of life. Can I ask you, when you were having your children, did you want a big family, or is that something that was just God destined in
It
your
was
life?
definitely God destined because I always wanted to climb the corporate ladder.
Oh,
I had a girlfriend and some girlfriends that were in the corporate field of mortgage, and that's where I wanted to go. So when I began to have kids, and then at my third child, I heard within me that I was going to have another boy, but then my three next children were girls. It was just, you know what? Okay. I realized then that I was destined to be a mother. That was the
Okay.
calling.
Absolutely, but also I could see destined to be a mother because it helped you get on the path of healing and on the path of helping others to heal. So
Absolutely.
I completely say congratulations for the feat of having 7 children, doing the book, working, keeping the household. Hats off to you as well, because a lot of people need to see this. We do our day to day stuff and we don't know that others are having the same struggles or the same issues we have, but we're also getting it done.
That's right.
That's the key point. So I say hats off to you, Queen,
Thank
for
you.
getting it done. I
Yes.
have 4 kids and they're all grown and they have multiple degrees, and it
Awesome.
was a struggle. I
Yes.
was like, I have to put them first because I wasn't put first.
Right. That's right. That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
Absolutely.
That's right. When you were not considered, and I say that too, I wasn't considered as a child. I wasn't put first. So when you're not considered, you have a way now. Once the healing come, like you said, because at first you're like, I don't want to do none of this. But once you begin to heal, you are considerate.
I like the way you put that. Consider it. Absolutely.
Yes.
No longer in pain. You're
Yes.
open to, I like to say it's an open canvas to paint your life story.
Exactly.
What is next for you, Ms. Leslie? Do you have any projects, any other books that you're going to write besides the journal?
Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep you to that one.
Yes, yes. So, as I write the journal,
Yeah.
I am going to. I have a project now that I'm getting ready to put young girls together from 18 to 35, I believe. But I have two nonprofits. So I am always creating a support group, a mentorship group, or some kind of program to take people from here to there. So my next project, actually, we're meeting today for an hour, is to introduce these young ladies together because I'm learning that sisterhood is not is an easy word to say, but it's not easy to have relations in. So I want to get these young ladies together so that they can stop looking at each other crazy and they can come into a room and just support and embrace each other because they are letting the fear of sisterhood go. We can be sisters and we can encourage one another and we can love on each other. It's okay. So that's my next project.
Ashe, ashe, ashe. Can I ask you, what are the names of your nonprofits? Share that with us.
Okay, so one of them is Run to God Ministries,
Okay.
and the other one is Learn to Live Life. And both of them are designed to do the same thing. It's just one in a biblical way and one in a modern way because I don't want to miss anybody. I don't want anybody to be missed just because God's name is in it. We God is bigger than that. So I want to both of them have the motto where no family is left behind. It's a community center where until I get the building, I've
Yes,
been creating the programs and doing the programs and working the programs out to accommodate the family so that they can grow mind, body, and spirit.
absolutely. So this encompasses all of what you do as a life coach as well,
Yes,
correct?
yes,
Okay, that
yes.
is amazing. Go Queen.
Thank
So
you.
let me ask you to share with us your social media, your hashtags. Where can people find you? Where can they get your book?
Okay, so my website is a new perspective wellness.com, a new perspective wellness.com. And my Facebook and Instagram are a new perspective life. But if you go to the website, a new perspective wellness.com, you'll be able to see the linkings to the books and my children's books and everything that I have going on because that is a wellness website. So you can go there and you can see everything that I have going on and follow me.
Awesome. Now that is amazing. So you also have children's books, huh?
Yes.
Okay, we're gonna have to
Yes.
bring you back to talk about the children's books
Okay.
next.
Awesome.
Leslie, I thank you for joining us today on Sunday Craft Talk. Is there anything to end us out that you would like to say to the audience?
I would just like to say change your mind, change your world. If you change your mind, you can go anywhere and it's limitless. So let's just change our mind for the better.
Absolutely, I completely agree. I
Yes.
like to say, feel the fear and do it anyway,
Anyway,
rather than let the fear stop you.
absolutely.
Okay, I thank you for your time today and sharing
Thank
such
you.
valuable information with us. And on that note, we're going to pay homage to our sponsors. And we'll see you all on the next Sunday Craft Talk. Stay tuned, they do get juicy.
All righty. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Have a great day, Leslie.
You too.
Here's what you missed at this year's Black Writers Weekend. On Thursday, we kick off the first day of Pitch Fest before getting into our first panel. Then we end the night off mixing and mingling. After check-in and orientation on Friday, we start the second day of Pitch Fest. From 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., our guests, experts, and vendors exchange stories and information through panels, workshops, and tables. And of course, we celebrate it with a social. Saturday is a bit of a scavenger hunt. Across 6 locations, we have workshops, panels, book signings, performances, and more. Our final day is the 15th annual AAMBC Awards, complete with red carpets, live music, and lots of honorees. Thank you to everyone that came out this year, and we can't wait to see you in 2024. For more information, please visit blackwritersweekend.com. If you're looking for a secure haven within the literary world, you found the perfect organization. Let's make magic together. Our space is specifically designed for African American authors who are passionate about their writings of films and books. It's a platform to stay informed about industry developments. And on Patreon, we'll share exclusive content, valuable resources, and engaging discussions and masterclasses on various subjects, ranging from film and publishing industry trends to wellness and business tips. So if you're ready to dive into this exciting community, become a member now. Welcome to our literary haven where creativity knows no bounds. Let's make magic together.